Welcome to Empowered. I'm Elizabeth Namovsky. In 2023, gender diversity became a hot topic regarding female representation on boards of publicly traded and private companies. Now, according to Osler's 2023 Diversity Disclosure Practices report, nearly 30% of board seats were occupied by women at TSX listed companies. Now, over the past year, out of 532 positions, a woman was chosen to fill a newly created or vacant board position 45.3% of the time. Today, I'm joined by Deborah Rosati, founder and CEO of Women Get On Board, Inc. Deborah is on a mission to support women in senior leadership roles and get more women on corporate boards. Deborah, welcome to Empowered.
Thank you, Liz. Delighted to be here.
So, full disclosure, I am a member of Women Get On Board, but I want to talk to you about the inspiration behind founding Women Get On Board and the mission it serves.
Well, I really say it got inspired for me in 2015. I'd been serving on corporate boards for 15 years by then in my career. And typically, I was the only woman around the boardroom table. So I would be asked by other women, how did I get on a board? I spoke at women in leadership conferences, and funny enough, I called my slides Women Get On Board. And this goes back to 2009. So I felt I was at a stage in my career where I really wanted to put together a social purpose company with a mission to elevate that next generation of women corporate directors. So my inspiration came from other women inquiring, and I thought it's bigger than a coffee, a glass of wine, a conference. Time to build a community.
And I love that. And I love building communities and being part of them as well. But I want to ask you, why do you believe it's so important that women lead and serve on corporate boards?
Well, I think as women, we have a viewpoint. We have diversity. We have diversity of thought. And there's research out there that says more women on boards bring better decision making around the boardroom table. More women around boards bring more innovation. And by having more women at the top, you're going to be building a pipeline of that next generation of leaders to go into the boardroom. So I think it's collective. I think as women, we have different viewpoints, and I think we have some power skills that we can talk about. So we definitely bring a different perspective, and we can make better decision making. And there's research out to prove that.
So, what are the most important abilities and traits that women can have to be effective to be an effective board member on a board, and how can they leverage those strengths?
I like to call them your super skills, your power skills. And I think the first one is collaboration. I think as women, we're very much about collaborating and building relationships with each other to be more effective. And I think the other skill that we bring is we have courage. I think we have courage to ask questions. And it's not so much about being the smartest person in the room, but having the courage to ask the tough questions, but ask them in a way that's respectful and not going to cause confrontation. So I feel with our courage, our collaboration, and another big skill is their self-awareness, which translates to your emotional intelligence. So being really self-aware, how people are communicating, how you're listening. There's a phrase that says, be the last to speak and let others. So you can be really powerful when you let others speak first.
I love the fact that you said the courage to ask questions, because I've been at so many places where people are afraid to put up their hand and ask a question, or afraid because they think it'll be quote unquote stupid, which there are no stupid questions. And I love the fact that you said, have the courage to do this.
Yeah, and I think to have the courage, you have to have confidence, right? And part of Women Get On Board is helping our members to be more effective in the boardroom and having the competencies, but also the courage. And I think the courage comes with knowing that you're not going to be the smartest person, knowing that it may even be a stupid question, but it's asking the questions that maybe others are thinking to ask as well. So there's no stupid question. And I think just having the question to probe, have you ever thought about this? Or, what about this? And really doing it in a way that's not going to let anyone be defensive, but
Hold,
more open.
Hold that thought, Deborah. We'll be right back. Don't go away.